Mariam, a former flight attendant, went from being the favorite to completely erased from the Sultan's life. She lived in a $120 million palace, had royal titles, and was always by his side. But when the marriage ended, everything was taken away. Some say she knew secrets about the royal family that could have caused trouble. Others believe she became too powerful. So, what really happened behind palace doors? And why did the Sultan, known for his lavish lifestyle, cut her off so suddenly? Stay tuned to find out the shocking truth. This is Lux Diaries. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more videos like this. Now, for many years, the Sultan of Brunei was known for living a life full of luxury. He was once the richest man in the world, thanks to the huge amounts of money Brunei makes from oil. And since he ruled the country with full power, he could do whatever he wanted with all that wealth. Hassan al-Bolkiah was born on July 15, 1946. His father, Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin III, was the ruler before him. As a child, Hassanal had a quiet life. He was taught at home before going to school in Malaysia at the Victoria Institution. Later, he studied at the famous Royal Military Academy in England, where many future leaders trained. In 1961, his father made him the Crown Prince, meaning he would be the next Sultan. In 1967, his father stepped down, and Hassanal became Sultan. His big coronation happened the next year in 1968. But even though he was the official ruler, his father still controlled most of the decisions for many years. Things changed in 1979 when his mother passed away. After that, his father stayed out of public life, and Hassanal finally took full charge of Brunei. With time, he finished school and married his cousin Pengiran Anak Saleha in an arranged marriage. He was only 19 at the time. Together, they had 2 sons and 4 daughters. Later, in a secret ceremony on October 28, 1981, Bolkiah married his second wife, Mariam. She was 47 years old and worked as a flight attendant for Royal Brunei Airlines when they met in 1980. Even though he was already married to Saleha, the Sultan, who was 35 at the time, decided to marry Mariam as well, since having multiple wives is allowed under Bruneian Islamic law. Details about any financial agreements between them were never made public. Mariam's marriage to the Sultan was not accepted at first, especially by his father, Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin III. The reason? Mariam was not from a royal family and had mixed heritage, unlike the Sultan's first wife. But over time, things changed. By early 1987, his father finally accepted Mariam as part of the family. Mariam had 4 children with the Sultan, 2 sons, Abdul Azim and Abdul Mateen, and 2 daughters, Fadzila Lubabul Bolkiah and Azima Nimatul Bolkiah. She also had an adopted daughter named Afifa Abdullah. To show his love for Mariam, the Sultan built her a grand palace, Istana Nurul Itza, which cost around $120 million. Even though Saleha was the official queen, many believed Mariam had more influence. The Sultan often spent most of his time with her, both at home and during his travels. Some even said she was trying to make her son, Abdul Azim, the next Sultan. She was also involved in the military and served as the colonel-in-chief of the Women's Company in the Royal Brunei Malay Regiment, which started in 1981. After meeting in 1980, the Sultan and Mariam divorced in February 2003. The news was officially announced on national television by the Sultan's brother, Prince Sufri Bolkiah, on February 2, 2003. The divorce followed Brunei's Sharia Islamic law. Soon after the announcement, all images of Mariam, which were displayed in government and business offices alongside the Sultan and his first wife, were quickly removed. Brunei's divorce laws allow men to have up to 4 wives and offer 3 types of divorce. The first type gives the husband 3 months and 10 days to change his mind without requiring a new marriage contract. The second type is final, with no waiting period. The third type is more complicated. If a couple divorces and wants to remarry, the woman must first marry and divorce another man before they can reunite. The Sultan's divorce from Mariam was under the first type, giving him 100 days to reconsider, but no reason for the breakup was ever made public. Despite the divorce, the Sultan didn't stay single for long. In August 2005, he married again. This time, his bride was 33-year-old Azrinaz Mazhar Hakim, a former news anchor from Malaysian TV3. The wedding was kept private and took place in Kuala Lumpur. According to Brunei's constitution, the Sultan can do no wrong in his personal or official life. But that doesn't always seem to be the case. After 5 years of marriage, the palace announced that Sultan Hassanal Bolkiah had divorced his wife, Azrinaz Mazar Hakim. The news was shared on national television and radio, stating that the 63-year-old Sultan had ended his marriage with the 30-year-old former Malaysian TV journalist. Along with the divorce, all of Azrinaz's royal titles were taken away. Their marriage had started with a small private wedding, which was very different from the Sultan's usual grand celebrations. In the past, he had spared no expense for special events. For example, when his eldest daughter got married, the celebrations lasted a whole week and included a concert by Stevie Wonder. Even after his divorces, the Sultan remains married to his first wife, Anak Saleha, whom he married in 1967. Their son, Crown Prince Al-Muhtadi Bilabolkia, is still next in line to take the throne. But in the meantime, the Sultan has the say. And well, people know him for his massive wealth and expensive lifestyle. He owns a $5 billion car collection and lives in luxury. But his life has also been full of wild parties and big spending. In the 1980s and 1990s, the Sultan and his brother, Prince Jeffrey Bolkiah, were famous for throwing huge parties that cost millions. They owned luxury hotels in cities like London, Paris, and New York, and even had big yachts and private ships. One of the biggest events was the Sultan's 50th birthday in 1996. He invited 3,000 guests from around the world and built a special stadium for the celebration. Michael Jackson was paid $25.8 million to perform 3 shows. The event ended with a polo match with Prince Charles from the UK. But things started to go wrong. Prince Jeffrey was spending too much money and was accused of having a paid harem of about 40 women. This caused problems between him and the Sultan, and in the early 2000s, Jeffrey was sent away from Brunei. Many people started wondering if this was done to keep the Sultan out of trouble. Some believe Mariam, his second wife, knew too much about what was happening. Did she know secrets that could embarrass the Sultan? He spent more time and money on her than his third wife, but their marriage still ended. Maybe she had information that the Sultan didn't want others to know. No one knows for sure. But her divorce left many questions. An American woman named Gillian Lauren wrote a book called Some Girls: My Life in a Harem. In it, she claimed that she was chosen to be one of 40 women in Prince Jeffrey's harem when she was just 18 years old. At the time, she was a young actress in New York in the early 1990s. Lauren said she spent about 18 months in and out of the harem and was even Prince Jeffrey's second favorite for a whole year. In a 2011 interview with CNN, she described him as crazy and decadent, but admitted that his confidence and charm attracted her back then. In 2015, she spoke in an Australian documentary called The Playboy Sultan, where she revealed that she had been with Prince Jeffrey hundreds of times. She also said she had a sexual encounter with the Sultan himself. According to her, the Sultan was drinking alcohol, cheating on his wives, and living a lifestyle that was far from religious values. She told CNN in 2014 that her book was banned in Brunei. Lauren said she decided to share her story after Brunei announced plans to introduce strict Sharia law in 2013. She felt it was important for people to know what was really happening behind closed doors in the royal family. Moreover, in 1998, former Miss USA Shannon Marketic took a bold step by trying to sue the Sultan and his brother Prince Jeffrey in a U.S. court. She claimed that she was treated badly and kept at the Sultan's palace for 32 days against her will. According to court documents, Marketic said that between 30 to 100 women were always present at the palace. Some of them knew they were there for sexual activities, but others, like Marketic, believed they were hired for real promotional work, expecting to be paid about $3,000 per day. Marketic said the palace staff told her and others to attend parties and events at clubs where the Sultan, Prince Jeffrey, and their friends would choose which women they wanted to spend the night with. The brothers denied everything, and the Sultan even claimed he had never met Marketic at all. Brunei's state media supported their denial. In the end, the U.S. court ruled that the Sultan and Prince Jeffrey were protected from legal action because they were foreign leaders. This made it impossible for Marketic to continue her case. At the time, it seemed like nothing could touch the brothers, no matter what was said about them. Interestingly, this was also the same period when the Sultan was married his second wife, Mariam. So, do you think Mariam knew something too dangerous to be revealed? Was the Sultan actually cheating on his 2 wives at the time? Or was she just another chapter in the Sultan's long list of extravagant choices? Let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this one.